Hey everyone, I just wanted to make a couple of announcements real quick. We are on the second day of Unit 2. Today's Cinco de Mayo. So for 10 points extra credit, if you want to tweet about what Cinco de Mayo is actually about, you can earn a little bit of extra credit, maybe have a tiny bit of fun, hopefully break type of thing for today. Um, Also, I just wanted to mention something I didn't take into account for in the course schedule and the syllabus is the fact that Sunday is Mother's Day. We only have the 14 days for this class, and so every moment counts. But I wanted to let you know that for Unit 4, it will be that starts on Sunday. In that unit only, it is fine if you turn all of your work in by the second day, by midnight. So if you need to kind of work things, shift things around so that you can spend time with family and loved ones on Mother's Day, by all means, please do that. And all of your work for that unit will be due by midnight on the second day, on Monday. So hopefully that will help out a little bit in terms of balancing intercession and family life. Another thing I wanted to mention is the timeline. Um, I'm a little behind, I'm behind my usual schedule today in terms of grading and providing feedback. I'll be doing that early this afternoon. So over the next couple of hours, I'll be going over Twitter and the other timeline posts that you've made. Also looking at journals for those of you that have already posted those. Um, with the timeline, there have been a couple of issues. I think part of the problem is when the due date hits and many of us log in or try to log into it at the same time, sometimes it'll kick you out. If that's the case, usually just be persistent and try again and it will let you back in. If that's happening, it's frustrating, just take a break, move away from it. As long as you've submitted it on Blackboard by the due date, it's okay if you have to post the entry to the timeline itself a little bit later or early the next day, whatever it might be. We can be flexible to make it work. It is still important to post to the timeline itself, though, because that's the way that we can all kind of look at each other's work and think about the kinds of entries that we're choosing, what that says about the kind of stories we can tell, how chronology fits together, which events overlap that we didn't necessarily think about, those kinds of things. Those are the kinds of questions, insights that that I'm hoping that you'll talk about in your journal entries. So those are the kinds of things that I'm thinking about there with that part of the journal entry where you're supposed to evaluate the timeline. Those are the kinds of questions to address, if that helps, if you were wondering about that. So yeah, I think I touched on all of the major things that I needed to announce today. And again, if you've had struggles with the timeline, we can be a little flexible with it as long as you've turned in your work on Blackboard by the due date and time. Also, please remember to create a placeholder first. I think most of us are doing this, but I just don't want a situation where you've done a lot of work and then you go to post on the timeline and someone else has taken your topic. If you just go and create that placeholder, that won't happen. So do the placeholder first. You can do that early and then you can go and later get your work done in terms of doing the research, writing the entry, and so on, and then adding that to the timeline. If you have any questions about any of these things, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to help out.